All right, looks like everything's good. Okay, thank you for joining us for another edition of Hubble's Crypto Basics series. In this episode, we're going to talk about leveraged yield farming. We have some special guests from Francium. Is that how you pronounce it, Francium? Because I've heard Francium and Francium. Can someone help me with that?
Francium.
Francium,
Francium.
like the element.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh,
The
cool.
most active element.
All right, could you guys introduce yourselves?
Okay, sure. Hello everyone, and thanks for having us. We are glad to be in the community to talk about leverage farming and Francium today. And I'll introduce the team members from our side first. Next is one of our developers, and Simon. His ID is Thompson, and he's our co-founder. And I'm the community manager of Francium.
All right, cool. So, let's take a look at Francium. Can you tell us about leverage yield farming?
Yeah, okay. Okay, before introducing leverage yield farming, let me introduce Francium first. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, as you may know that Francium is a DeFi yield strategy platform built on Solana, and our vision is to let DeFi users apply any strategy to any target and bring users sustainable high yields. And we started writing our first line of code in May last year when Solana system hackathon began, and Francium participated in that hackathon. We won the first runner-up Asia and King Prize. And before we engaged with Francium, we were practitioners in blockchain and internet finance. And we all know that DeFi is a highly innovative field. So people gain high yields through DeFi, but tons of capital not be used efficiently or wisely. And at that time, we thought maybe it's time for us to build something that can enhance capital efficiency and bring users sustainable yield. And that's how Francium was born.
Very cool. All right, yeah. So, if you can explain how does leverage yield farming meet those goals? How does it help with capital efficiency and DeFi?
Yeah, well, I'll try my best to explain this as simple as possible. And in leveraged yield farming, users can borrow tokens to strengthen their farming positions, and therefore they can enjoy additional farming yields. And the process is very simple. In a leveraged yield farming protocol, users initially deposit any proportion of two tokens or one token, and they can deposit both. And to set leverage, farmers can borrow one of the tokens up to maximum leverage offered by leverage yield farm protocols like Francium. And 1 times leverage means without leverage, such as with standard yield farming. 2 times leverage means borrowing as much as you deposited as collateral. And 3 times leverage means borrowing 2 times more than you deposited. And let's suppose you have deposited 10 USDC as collateral. In this case, 1 times leverage is also 10 USDC, and that's indicating that you have nothing. To maximize your gains, you may opt to borrow 10 USDC, or this is farming with 2 times leverage. In this way, you'll be able to enjoy yields without you to USDC. Even though your collateral was free to USDC, if you borrow 20 USDC instead, you are enjoying a yield from 30 USDC. And this is known as leverage yield farming with 3 times leverage. And once you selected your leverage and opened a position, our protocol would then use an integrated DEX to convert all deposited and borrowed tokens into a 50 to 50 proportion, adding them as liquidity into the DEX pool and staking the received LP tokens in the subsequent farm. And yet all of that happens at the back end. For you, it's just one simple click when opening a leveraged yield farming position. And then you can earn yield farming rewards And you have to know that when you're using leverage, you can bring greater profits, but also carry a great risk.
Okay, let's jump right in. Let's show people how to do this. So what's the first step to start leverage yield farming? Maybe connecting my wallet be a good idea.
Okay, wait a moment. Are you showing your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I forgot to share it in here. Sorry. Let me get that open. And here we go. So we're on the Francium D app. Okay. How do we get started?
I'm waiting for the screen to show up. Okay. Let's see your screen.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Yeah. Screen. The first step is to click. You can choose a pool you want to invest in.
Okay, so let's say Sol USDC. Do I click farm?
Yeah, then click farm. Yeah.
Okay, so we have some metrics here. We have 12.66% yield farming, trading income 48%, borrowing interest is minus 20% on USDC, so total APR is 40.51, daily of 0.11. Leverage. I could change these numbers by moving these around. Let's put it back to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll click on farm.
When you click farm, then as I said before, you can add USDC or so as your network.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready. Help me do this. I'm a first-time user here, and I need your help. So let's show everyone how we do this. So you have this cool feature here, the simulator. Like open that up. So what does this chart show?
Sorry?
We have this chart here, a graph. So we have on one side equity, percent of current equity. We have SOL price at the bottom. We got a big green line. What is that?
Yeah, this is our funding simulator. You can use our simulator to see your estimated profit and loss and your liquidation price.
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear. You see?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So let's see. The preview just paused.
I think you just lost your connection.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
I see your screen, but it shows that you post to the stream. It didn't move.
Let's see. Some technical difficulties here. We'll get through it. Okay, I think we're back. Okay, so we've got this chart. So I want to start your leverage yield farming. I'm looking at this chart. What do I do?
You can add the collateral first. can add USDC or so. It doesn't matter.
How do I do that?
If you see the amount, you can input the amount you want to invest in.
Is this here up in the corner?
On the right corner. I mean, you need to input the amount you want to invest in.
Okay, so
and then you can choose the asset you want to borrow, and you can see the change of the simulator.
okay, so let's say I'm going to put in 100 USDC. Help me out.
You can input 100 USDC.
Yeah. So what next?
Okay, and what asset you want to borrow? USDC. You see, if you borrow USDC, you can see the estimated profit and loss from the simulator.
Okay, so I said asset to borrow
And
USDC.
when you will get liquidated.
All right, I'm going to change it to Sol. Let's see if anything changes. Oh, that changes a lot. Why does it change? So if I borrow USDC,
Yeah.
I get liquidated at Sol price of 27.85. If I borrow Sol, I get liquidated at a Sol price of $69.10. So what's happening here?
Yeah, when you borrow USDC, the profit is linearly with the price, because when you borrow USDC, you're shorting, you see when you believe that the price of software rise, so you long short USDC.
Okay. Is there maybe a simple way that we can start as a beginner to do this? Because it's all very complicated. I have a lot of things going on here. The leverage bar, choose what to borrow. What are these templates?
The template is the pseudo delta neutral hedging template. You can just use the template to open the delta neutral position.
Okay, so I got pseudo delta neutral and borrow farming. Let's try the pseudo delta neutral. Okay, so it chooses for me.
Choose the left one, yeah.
Okay, so I chose that, and I'm 3
then
times
you can
leverage. I'm borrowing
Yes.
25% USDC, and I'm borrowing 75% Sol. Wait, how am I borrowing 3.4 Sol if I'm only putting in 100 USDC?
Well, this is the proportion you can see is 75%. Can you see?
Yeah, but I mean I'm only, so if I want to take a loan on Solend, right? I have to put in much more USDC.
You want to long Solana, so
Yeah, but my question is, look, I'm only putting in 100 USDC, right? How is it
yes.
possible that I can borrow 3.4 Sol to start farming? That's way more than 100 USDC.
Because it's 3 times leverage, system leverage, so you borrowed 200 USDC. So the total is 300 USDC, and then 300 USDC, the 75% of it.
So this isn't. Sorry?
300 USDC is 3 point.
Yeah, we are different from Solana. As we are not fully characterized. Actually, Francium is under characterized model. You always 100 USDC deposits and you can borrow up to 200 with your assets.
Okay, how is that possible?
Because we take your deposit as a collector, and when you borrow more than the collector, for example, if you borrow 200, and your total position is now 300, and if your deposit, your principal asset drops down, and you will see that regulation. So when the price reach to the regulation price, then the position will be closed, and the borrowed assets, for example, 200 USDC, will be paid back to the lending pool. So what you borrowed will be not. That is to say, the lending pool has no exposure for loss.
Cool. All right.
It is just like yeah.
So that's amazing. Yeah, I can put in 100 USDC, and I'm essentially using 300 USDC to yield farm. Okay, so here's this delta. What's this called again? A pseudo delta neutral yield farming strategy. What does that mean? Pseudo delta neutral yield farming strategy. Why would I take this strategy? When would I take this strategy?
It may be a bit difficult to explain about the pseudo delta neutral strategy. Maybe you could start with the long strategy first.
Okay, so more, go to 3 times
there is
long.
More button.
All right, 3 times long farming. Let's try that.
Yeah, you could start with some strategy like this: long strategy or short strategy. This is a kind of simpler strategy for fresh farmers.
Okay, again, I'm gonna try. So I got 100 USDC. I'm gonna farm sold USDC, and so I'm borrowing more USDC.
Yeah, you can borrow USDC. So, if you want to open a long position, you can go USDC between. So, and if the price also increases, then you will.
All right, let's look.
As the simulator shows.
Let's look at the simulator. So here's farming with no leverage. This other green line. So I guess if we use leverage, our equity is going to be much higher percentage if SOL goes up in price.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And like we can see how it goes. If I want to keep this for 30 days, I would be up 3.37% estimated. 90 days up 9.57%. That's very cool stuff. See down here. So we're long 3 times. Assets supplied 100 USDC. Assets borrowed 200 USDC. And then my total assets in position value is 149.99 USDC plus 3.4 Sol. So I'm going to be swapping 150 USDC for Sol. Okay. Kill buffer 16.66%. Okay, so if Sol drops 16%, then it's a liquidation. So my exposure is 50 USDC and short 50 USDC and long 3.4 Sol. And the, let's see, total APY is 60.32%. Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah, because you choose to next step. But the risk is higher as well.
The risk is also definitely higher, yeah, if you get liquidated if the price of Sol drops. All right, so that's leveraged 3 times. When would you want to go 3 times long farming?
Oh, well, it's up to you. If you think that the price of Sol will increase in the future, then you can long. So if you think that it will drop, then you can short.
Okay, let's look at that. All right.
Position.
So let's try short. I'm going to put in short. Again, I just want to play with 100. All right, so what's happening here when I short 3 times?
Your screen didn't move.
Are you there?
When you, yeah, I didn't see your screen.
Green seems halted.
How about now?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so I've set up a template for 3x short. We have a very different graph here. So can you explain what's happening when we set up a 3x short position?
Yeah, as you can see, we believe that the price of Sol will drop, so you can farm. So to farm. And in this way, you are shorting Sol and USDC. You can see that from our simulator.
Yeah, so let's see if
You can
Sol.
change the number, change the days to see the change.
So like 30 days. Okay, so the more days, the more effect of the short. So if Sol drops like 38%, I am up 20%. If it drops 40%, I'm up 20%. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see what happens here. So again, I'm supplying 100 USDC. I'm borrowing 4.5 Sol. My total position's 149.99 USDC plus 3.4 Sol. And I'm swapping 1.3 Sol out. The kill buffer is 16.66%. So I guess if the price of Sol rises 16%, then that's liquidation. Oh no, 64% liquidation. So what does kill buffer mean?
Yeah, the kill buffer. The kill buffer means the kill buffer equals liquidation threshold minus step ratio. If the kill buffer reaches 0, it will be liquidated.
Okay. All right. So I guess on this position, we're long USDC and short SOL. So the problem would be if SOL went up in price. But it says our total APY here is 56.26%, which in 90 days would be around 9.47% estimated total profit. Is that correct?
Yes. And by the way, you can also choose to supply SOL, not USDC. In principle, you supply doesn't matter.
Sorry?
I mean, you can also choose to supply SOL, not USDC, as collateral.
Okay, so like let's try that. So I do 0 USDC, and I'm going to type in like 5 SOL. And let's see what changes. So I supply 5 SOL. I'm borrowing 10 SOL. Okay, and then Francium automatically swaps my position, and it would be 330 USDC, 7.49 SOL, long 330 USDC, short 2.49 SOL. Okay, cool. And so I'm yield farming and I'm earning rewards too, right?
Yes.
It's amazing. All right, so those are two simple strategies. We've got long and short. Let's go back to the neutral farming. So if I think the market's not going up or not going down, I would want to do a neutral farming strategy. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the difference between SUDA delta neutral and borrow farming?
There are two different strategies to farm. As you say before, the pseudo delta neutral strategy is the strategy when you think the market won't go much down or much up, you may choose this strategy to get the reward of the yield farming and the trading fee. And as for the borrow farming strategy, it's the strategy to when you want to farm as a sole holder or sole keeper, you could choose this strategy to earn as the sole-based farmer. Yeah.
Okay, I think we have time to look at one of these. Which one should we try?
You could try the left one first.
The
The data neutral hedging strategy.
Okay. We've got some background noise there. Okay, so again, so I can supply 100 USDC, and it's a totally different mix. So 3 times leverage. I'm borrowing 2 assets, 50 USDC, which is 25% of my borrow for 10% interest, and 3.4 SOL, 75% of the borrow. And let's look at the simulator. Okay, I see how it's more delta neutral. So if it goes kind of if the price of Sol goes up or down, still not really changing my equity until I'm not seeing a negative effect to my equity until the price of Sol changes 60% positive or negative 38%. So that's a lot of room for the market to move, and I'll still be in good condition. That's pretty good. Okay, we can see again starting
The
with
equity takes the reward, like includes yield farming reward and the trading fee reward into consideration. And as days going on, your best position will add in the rewards. So the positive range vary from the investor days.
Yeah, so you can choose to swap in the investor days to see how the chart changes.
So let's say I do 180 days. Okay, so if the price of Sol doesn't change, I'm up 20% just. Wow.
Yeah.
So these gains are not guaranteed, right?
Yes.
What could affect the chart that I'm seeing? Like, how could it be a different outcome? Like, what are the risks? Like, what are the things that could happen? So right now it says if the price of Sol doesn't change, or if it's the same price in 180 days, there's a 20% gain that reduces with like a lot of price action either way. So what are the risks, and what would cause this position to not happen the way I see it here?
So you can choose to use our calculator. There is advanced mode that you can see if the yield farming the APR changes, then the chart will changes accordingly.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, we've got the advanced mode calculator. I see. So we have more options here.
Yes, and when we see the previous chart, the farming API is fixed, and here we can adjust the farming API according to what is expected. For example, now it's 20%, and we assume that the API will drop to 10, and we can see how the chart changes accordingly.
Okay, so let's see, 100 USDC supplied. So we borrow more Sol. Okay, that changes. Let's say we change the farming APR. It's 10% instead. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess the interest could always go up too. Let's say the interest changes to 20%. That doesn't really affect that much. What's the stop loss?
Stop loss is actually a feature that protect your principal, the asset you deposit into the position. For example, when you open the position and you do not want to have the position to lose more than 10, then you can set the number exactly in when you are farming.
Okay, cool. So I find a position I think I like that I would like to, let's say I want to hold this position for, how do I change the days here? My leverage is 3. Can I change the number of days on the calculator? Oh, there we go. Yeah. So let's say like 3 months.
That's it.
Okay. So this position seems to have a less returns than the one in the template. So I guess this is more for advanced users, right? Like you can play with different things like the APR. Maybe put the borrow interest back down 10%. Okay, and I see here we can copy to farm. So if I find a position I like, I can click that and I just press farm and I can start this position, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
You by clicking the copy to farm button, you could open a farm board like this to with the param setting you before input defaulted, and then with a few rest steps, you could get the positions you want.
That's really cool. But I think maybe for beginners, these options up here, they're really great user experience if you're just starting out. I think the market's going down. I could click on short and it takes care of everything for me. I click on long. It takes care of everything. Want to try borrow farming? Okay. So that's 2x leverage, borrow SOL. I'll be in 100 USDC and 2.27 SOL. Oh, it's much less because it's 2x, not 3x. And so there's less of a risk of liquidation with 2x, right?
Yeah.
All right, very cool. So there's a lot of good tools here. I guess you can lend on Francium as well. Let's go back to the farming. Yeah, actually, I had set up a position a bit ago with ETH, and I don't know if I'm doing too well on it, but yeah, I've been playing around trying to figure out.
Seems a little bit risky now, your position.
Sorry?
You are shorting. You are shorting is
there. It's a terrible idea, but I think I set this up a month and a half ago. So I guess what goes up must come down. Hopefully it does, or else I get liquidated. And you have a lot of different pairs. So there's so many options for yield farming. Do you have any tips for maybe like how a new user could pick what pair they'd like to start off with?
For new users, we actually we cannot suggest any specific pairs, but we think users could choose that asset is not so volatile, and the price is quite steady. Will be better for them, And another insight is to choose the pairs which are correlative. For example, BTC and Ethereum. The two assets is quite correlative in the price performance. So that will be it will be effective to moderate the permanent lose.
Definitely. Let's see. So ST Sol, maybe even ETH, something like ETH and Stake Sol.
Yeah.
Cool.
And another insight is to observe if the APR, if the current APR, for example, 3 times after 3 times the APR is high enough to cover the risk and impairment loss when you are farming. That is another insight.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Or maybe we can ask if anyone watching right now has any questions. So yeah, if you have a question you'd like to ask, there's an event chat. Should be located in your sidebar on Discord right above community events. Type in anything you want to know while we have the Francium team here. And let's see if they can answer your questions before they have to go. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Is there anything that you'd like to add about Francium before, while we wait for a question to come through?
Oh, yeah, sure. You can look at our landing pools. We take a look at our landing pools.
All right, let's go to lending pools.
Yeah, you can see that the APY of landing pools is higher than most of the pools. Because the violations of funds in these pools is high most of the time. And we look at the ST, so we are partnering with Lido to give the rewards to SOL and ST SOL lenders. And there is a one-click button for you to take and lend SOL to some juicy APY up to you can see up to 50 or 16% now.
And so when I'm lending tokens, these are going to be for other people to use for leverage yield farming, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. And we got utilization rates. This is how much people are using it.
No, it's the utilization of the total asset supply and the assets in use in the leverage farming.
Okay. Cool. So I guess I can come to Francium and also just be a lender.
Yeah, it can be a lender, and in lending assets, there's no liquidation risk.
Just easy APY, right? Well, that's great. Thank you so much for showing us how Francium works and also the different strategies that you can use. I think leverage yield farming is a really interesting way to approach DeFi. And when I first saw it, I thought it was kind of degen, but it actually makes a lot of sense for capital efficiency. And if you're trying to make certain plays and or have convictions about the market, like you think the market's going up or it's down or it's going to crab walk for a while, gives you some options to take instead of just traditional yield farming, and it's quite an interesting tool. Yeah. So thank you guys again for joining us. And if you don't have anything to add, let's wrap it up here.
Yeah, sure. And thanks for having us. We have a great time.
Oh, it was my pleasure, and it's our pleasure too. We'll be we've already posted a yield farming, a leverage yield farming article, featuring some strategies from Francium, and go check it out on the Hubble blog. All right, guys.
That would be great. Okay.
Yeah, have a great one.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.